Be the movie review. This is Kal Kat, the Kal Katster, and in addition to Black Friday events, the spreader event. There was a movie. We went through the premiere of Encanto at the mall. It's cute. It's Pixar, Disney, mainly Disney Studios, but Pixar was involved. Movie. They also filmed this one indoors with several different places and mashed them together, like they did with the last two. They weren't all together in the same studio that much, like Soul and the one before it. Soul and what was that? Luca. Luca was, and Raya the Last Dragon, or like 4 movies last year, and then beginning this year. So we have and we have there's a Red Panda movie coming out. So she's a furry in that one. But in this one, she's not a furry. She's basically Rey from Star Wars. No. In this one we have Encanto is about a mystical valley in somewhere in Latin America, Mexico. And apparently 50 years earlier, allegedly there was a mother with triplets whose husband was killed while trying to cross the border, like across a river, like the Rio Grande, but it may not have been. But the border agent guys were on horseback with swords, so they would have had to have been 100 years ago or more. In terms of when it takes place, I'm not sure when it takes place. They still use candles and they don't have cars, don't have any kind of vehicle, so it has to be over 100 years ago. It could be during the Old West or something. But yeah, they don't appear to have cars. They appear to have carts and things, but not cars. So, like horse-drawn, animal-drawn carts. Yeah, and their house, the old ladies, raises a family, and the mothers are, the widow raises a family in this village that has powers, and the village, the powers of this candle thing, transforms the house into a living creature, sort of a cute version of Monster House, or it's alive, and it grants them townsfolk wishes at their inauguration of their powers. And apparently it doesn't matter what age they are, because a little kid like from a nursery gets to talk to animals. He doesn't become annoying though. So he doesn't become a Kenny. And she doesn't become a Karen. Well, there is a Karen in it though. The princess lady is a Karen. There's one. But yeah, they also poke fun at the people complaining about Frozen having sisterly love as lesbian. They make fun of that. She desperately tries to hug her sister who doesn't like her at one point, and she's like, "No, don't do that." And she's a flower princess. She conjures up a cactus and it ruins it. Anyway, it's very strange. It's sort of in the same universe as Coco, I guess. Which was one from a couple of years ago. It had moments of tearful joy in it and such. I thought the breakout character was the underdog, and I think that was the idea. The girl that didn't have powers could actually manipulate entropy, space and time, or whatever. She was manipulating the future in the same way that her uncle, apparently, that they won't talk about, Bruno, same way he does. So Maribel and Bruno, of course, she's going to meet up with Bruno eventually, find out that he misunderstood antagonist, and that he just had the power to foretell future events. He had it's a seer, I guess. So he's prophets basically, and they didn't like that. It was ruining the whole thing. Prophecy was that he was gonna, Maribel was gonna grow up and destroy the whole thing. And he went and hid in the walls of the house. Instead of running away. So they're singing about him at one point, and he's within earshot. but yeah, the house changes size and scale into a palace-sized huge thing with a courtyard, or will shrink to the smaller size. The princess's bedroom is larger than the house inside, and there's flowers everywhere and roses and things. The strong man lady sister is clearly butch, clearly probably her underparts is probably larger than a penis, and and so yes, she's full of testosterone. So they went there, and she's just I don't know, she's not gonna find a man because she doesn't want a man. Um, yeah, it was essentially, yeah, it's taken them 6 years to do a story where it's a princess looking for no prince at all and no princess, but just wants to be loved by her family. It's taken them 6 years to come up with that. Yeah, they did the they did it. Yeah. Now it would have been more shocking if it was two dudes, but they made that into Luca. I mean, then just to make it kind of icky and cringeworthy, they made Luca be a boy. He's not a man. He's not even adolescent yet. So made it creepy if anybody thought about it the wrong way. This one, she's probably like a teenager in it, I guess. So it's not as creepy. I guess. The three siblings thing wasn't entirely clear. I guess because I guess they meant the mother of the three daughters and the grandmother. That was odd. The three daughters aren't the same age. In this one, the three triplets are actually their mother and two other people that are off to the side, basically. The Bruno is one of them, the uncle. So there's three of them. He's one of the triplets. I think that's what was going on. Yeah, he's one of the triplets. So, yeah, it's so lots of singing, Mamma Mia style, lots of revelry, and similar to Coco as well. It's in the same universe. It's probably in the same universe as Monsters Inc. as well, because these doorways to go places, their rooms. It's very similar to them. And scientists have tried to analyze Monsters Inc. Those doorways are Einstein-Rosen bridges to other dimensions. But yes, if that's the case, then they're going to other dimensions. She sees all futures and whatever. And there actually isn't a central villain, which was interesting. The cult leader grandmother is kind of the villain, because she's so obsessed with keeping everything in order that chaos is bound to happen. It's kind of what happened. Chaos happens. So, kind of like in the Soul movie, there wasn't really a villain either. Not directly a villain. In Luca, there were bullies, but they really weren't technically villains. They were antagonists. So yeah, I don't think in Inside Out there was either. Really. There was a bully in the Good Dinosaur, but he was sort of again an antagonist. And there was more about the hero's journey than that one. This one's a hero's journey as well. She has no powers. Everyone else has powers. Strong girl has powers. Princess is beautiful and perfect, perfecto and everything. And the rain cloud girl, reminiscent of somebody from the church. It totally is. Oh no, she's gonna see this movie. She's gonna be like, no. Yes. She's now a Disney princess, of course. Amanda Ramsey is in this movie. Not really, but yeah. Oh God. But yeah, no. So the one that's gloomy, the E word, gloomy. She's in it. But it's not her. It's that they overheard Kal Kat and Mark's cards at Disneyland 6 years ago and thought that would be funny and put it in a movie. Yeah. Where's the credit? Not exactly, but kind of is. Although, granted, isn't really. It's really a gloomy person. There's a couple of those in history besides Mandy. There's other ones out there. There's in Pine Hill Days. It was Chris and Libby. So they could just be thinking of them. Yeah, it's possible, but no, it's Amanda. Oh, but yeah. Oh, I didn't like that character. I don't think she liked Inside Out either. It disturbed her. Well, I guess if that comedian in the movie was Rage. I guess that is disturbing. But yeah, this movie's got some weird ideas about how the nature of space magic, Disney magic works. The weirdness, that odd idea is that the underdog girl wouldn't be the princess in the Disney park. It would be the perfect one with the flowers everywhere. Although, really, the underdog girl should be the one you're rooting for in the story, so she should be the princess. But I bet they won't make a princess of her. That's messed up. Ha-ha! But yeah, there some of the, you could tell that they did some of it in the studio separately, because at times in the movie, even though it's very good, even though it's probably 3.5 stars, almost 4, it has certain places where, like, the foleying and the editing, and they're in the editing bay, kind of clashed a little because they rushed scenes. Some of the jokes are rushed, like they just tacked on the end of the joke, and you have no time to realize that. In the case in point, even in the trailer, there's a scene where, and they do this in post production. They should have been able to catch this. The bird. She goes into the temple thing to find Bruno. She's in the temple thing, and she walks into the chamber, and she goes, the toucan followed her. The toucan's in there. And immediately when the toucan flies away, as it's flying away, she says, "Oh, you flew away." It's like, yeah, like right on top of it. Like, "Oh, you flew away right now." It's like she was narrating you flying away. Whereas, in order for that gag to work, I have a friend, but he flew away. Pause. There should have been a pause there. He flutters off. "Oh, I have a friend." He flutters off. "Oh, he flew away." But no, it's just, "I have a friend." It's like before he flies. Oh, he's flying away. He's flying away now. Oops, they should have cut that. Just a little bit of breathing room right there. Yeah. Also the same thing with the gossiper girl joke. A couple of times in there. There's also a line about having babies, 5 babies or whatever. They stepped on that one too. 5 babies. And he's all like, "What?" It's like, didn't even react to it. It's like, no, you gotta linger on that joke there. So linger on it a little bit. And yeah, because you have 5 babies. So there are a few jokes in there that are just a little off, and but other than that, also their motivation for stopping the thing is a little off. But other than that, the musical beats work and the singing works. I'm thinking that because they were having like 3 different studios, like one of them was Los Angeles, one of them was like Colombia, one of them was, I don't think any of them were actually Mexico. I think maybe one of them. Another part in Burbank, and wound it all together at Lucasfilm Studios. And they probably just kind of rushed parts. They probably should have rushed them over and like, okay, we need something here and something here. And we just want to get to the songs. They kind of step over their own acting, and that kind of throws it off. They kind of did that a little bit in Raya of the Last Dragon too. So it's probably that they just didn't realize that they were making the bits together so that they didn't step over their own dialogue. Yeah, because the bird thing would have been extremely funny if there'd just been a pause there. Would have been more. It would have been more funny. It's like for a minute there, she thinks about it. A half second. He flew away. Great. So that would be funnier. I was like, oh. But if you immediately, or the baby, or the other scene, or the revelation of the guy with the sword, it's like they kind of rushed. So what were they trying to do? They're kind of off a little bit, but fine, just fine. The end credits went on forever, as well. Yeah, so most of the audience were children, so couldn't make any no crude jokes in it. It's a Pixar movie, so there were a few suggestive ones for the parents in there, but nothing bad. Yeah, so it's fine. Encanto is fine. It's not their best one. It's not their worst one. It's not, And there's not enough of the Buzz Lightyear spin-off series movie to know what that is yet. There's a trailer. There was a cartoon called Buzz Lightyear of Star Command that was in between Toy Story 1 and 2, I believe. So there was a cartoon. So they've already done it. In fact, the attraction at Disneyland is not for Toy Story, it's for Buzz Lightyear. Do you want to do the shoot 'em up thing? It's the cartoon. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know if that's still there, but if it is, that's what that was. It used to be part of the Captain EO experience. Yes, they used to have the people mover over the whole thing. Let's go on. It is weird that the Star Trek Galaxy's Edge, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge thing isn't modeled after something from any of the canon, like old or new. It should be Mos Eisley, and it should be the Falcon from the first one, because everybody remembers that. That's what it should be. Yeah, that is weird. That is the Smuggler's Run and all that. That should be Tatooine. That should totally be Tatooine. Because everyone remembers that. Nobody cares about the planet from the new ones. I understand that they redid the Disneyland redid the Imaginarium thing, the House of the Future thing. It's all gone, and now it's Star Wars, and that stuff in there is really expensive. But yeah, it's like yeah, but it's mainly the newer ones. It's like no, you can't do the Abrams thing and say okay, only the newer Trek or the newer Wars. No, you gotta have the old stuff in there too. You can't just have the new stuff. Yeah, nothing for their parents to latch on to. They take you to see the movie. Yeah. Yeah, you re-release the Millennium Falcons and stuff. If Disney was smart, they would re-release the 35mm print. It exists at Lucasfilm, the Vault. There's two of them. There's the 35mm print of the holiday special, and there's a commercial print too. The late Carrie Fisher also had one. So you need to get that out of print, put that on Blu-ray, get the surviving cast members drunk, have them do an audio commentary track on it. Have George Lucas and Mark Hamill going, oh my God, I remember being in this. Oh, it would sell like crazy. Original holiday special would be awesome. Do that. Put that out. We want to see that. With the commercials and a commercial track. So you can put them in there. Watch the commercials from the 80s CBS commercials. And it aired. The Star Wars holiday special. They did all those Ewok movies. Why not release that too? Ooh, the second Ewok movie was messed up. It's like they killed all the characters. Anyway, so we have yeah, it's a salvageable, fine, cute kids movie on a par with Coco. It's fine. It's got a message, but it's not too deep. The part about the crossing of the river thing, that was a little deep, but other than that, they kind of just gloss over that one. And yeah, the magic of knowing their destiny or not, or whatever, does beg the question: is the house choosy, and why? You have a magic house that does all kinds of shit. magic things happen. Does it actually? Why would it do that? Why would it say you're not going to have powers because later on you're going to destroy everything but rebuild it? Give her the gift of sight or something, and she's ironically has glasses on. You can see. And the whole time I was thinking, is there Rule 34 of this movie? And yes, there is, but don't look for it. No. Ew. And it's Rule 34 of Mirabelle. It's the main main character, the girl, not the other ones. They don't care about the other ones. Just the girl with the glasses. They want pictures of her. Yeah, suggested poses. Yeah, that's what they want. Don't. I think there is one of the strong one though too. So she's in there too. But yeah. So look for this one and the Red Panda movie. That's probably doesn't have a prince in it either. It's just yeah, that doesn't look like it has a prince either. Yeah, there was a prince in this one. Just a cloudy, gloomy girl. Oh my goodness. Be emo. Couldn't be more emo than that. Oh well. The emo girl. Yay. So she has the two sisters, but they're not the triplets. That's what was confusing in the story. There was triplets. They weren't. They're the grandchildren. The third generation out from them. I think that's what's going on. They're not all the same age. Clearly, the other two sisters are older. Yeah. Anyway, so, in the story. So, yeah. Encanto. I guess it's loosely based on a short story from Colombia somewhere, which would be South America. But there are more South American influences, and there was an Aztec pyramid. Anyway, so